Now, there's quite a bit to do.
Shepard, it's so good to see you. I've set up a few terminals with information I think you'll find interesting. Take a look.
Welcome back, Shadow Broker.
What's this?
That's the old broker's VI assistant. It's actually been helpful with rebuilding the network.
Please let me know if I can organize anything else for you, Shadow Broker.
It also thinks anyone in the room is the broker. I'll play around with the settings later.
My manual is ready whenever you have a moment.
There's actually quite a lot to do. Well, to do. Quite a lot to learn at the very least here in the broker's base. But I will save some of it until later, because new information becomes available when you recruit new squad mates, and there's still one squad mate I have not recruited. A pirate fleet is massing at the fringes of the terminus systems in preparation for a raid on outlying Alliance colonies. Sent a tip-off to Admiral Hackett about the incoming invasion. Those investment opportunities are basically you pay money now and get stuff later. It isn't really needed at this point because I have so many resources that can't really do anything with them. But I'll buy all of them, well, most of them, if I agree with the text. The CERTA Foundation can't start tests on a new promising antibiotic because of accidentally misfiled paperwork. Use your contacts to help them cut through the red tape so that they can begin clinical trials. Okay, I assume this is, when it says accidentally misfiled, it's not that they don't fill up the requirements to do those tests. They just messed up the paperwork. Sure. I can help them with that. A smear campaign. A corrupt politician is trying to levy heavy taxes on all Earth manufactured goods coming into his system in exchange for kickbacks from local businessmen. Ruin the politician's reputation with a smear campaign so that his proposal doesn't pass. I don't have enough information to make a ruling on that. Eclipse mercenaries have secretly set up a Red Sun production facility on the planet Kurevo. Tip off the planetary authorities about the facility in exchange for half the credits seized during the raid. Sure, I can do that. Because I assume if I'm tipping them off, it is illegal in that particular place. Survey information. That doesn't really matter, because I have so many resources that buying information on planets with even more resources is irrelevant, especially because I scan everything like an absolute madman. So heavy pistol critical. Heavy pistols sometimes deal double damage. Okay, pretty great. Plus 50% to shields, barriers, and armor. Pretty great.
Turian Council member's mistress has made some unusual purchases lately. She may be expecting to move to a larger mansion.
At this point, I might buy this. I'm not going to use it, I'm just buying it for completionist's sake, because this upgrades the Normandy's medical facilities with advanced thermal regeneration units. Using this unit will immediately and completely heal your scars. Although, you know what, I will not buy it because I'm afraid it might work automatically. Like, it will just do it without me clicking on it on anything else. So I'll just leave it alone. Allows to redistribute points. Not really interested in that. There is an extensive series of dossiers on all of my companions, but as I said, I will read them later. Once I recruit the last companion, I will actually come back here. For now, I might read logs about some other things. Cerberus. Elusive man profile. Cigarettes smoked today 4. Drinks consumed today 7. That's actually pretty interesting because it means that the Shadow Broker is keeping like 24/7 tabs on the Elusive Man if he's counting the amount of consumables. Daily Skyball score. The fifth consecutive perfect game. Suit worn today. Julian Vorn, light linen blend, single button closure, besom chest pocket, 5 interior pockets, 4 button cuffs, side vents, built-in protection from close weapons fire, so he has like a bulletproof suit, which makes total sense for him. Sexual liaisons the past week. Sunny Shalani, Ilium Entertainment's sexiest human alive. Brooke Kerrigar, Skyball champion. Vela Vicious, Fornak's dream girl of 2185. Stacy and Steffi Strong, the Terra Firma twins. Matriarch Trelawney twice. So this is interesting because it tells you that he is... I'm not sure if that's necessarily hypocrisy, although I feel like it is, because he's all like about the superiority of humanity, but all the while he's banging Asari in his free time. Messages sent today to the Citadel, Ilium, Omega, Earth, Horizon, Eden Prime, Tessia, Palaven, Tuchanka, and the Migrant Fleet. Activity highlight for Cerberus. For a most extensive list of shell companies, see Cerberus economic structure. 2157 manifesto published. 2160 facility on Pragia constructed. 2161 Subject Zero born. CDR Holdings purchased. Terra Nova Commonwealth Bank purchased. 2162 infiltration of human media begins. Specializing in extrasolar news. Constant Times. Scott Examiner. Nascent Galactic Broadcasting Corporation. 2163 Project Doorway makes forgery of Council Standard Medicards and identity tags possible, allowing agents unrestricted movement. 2164 Scott Examiner destroys the credibility of Vera Safin, frontrunner for the Prime Minister of Systems Alliance. Leak to the Galactic Broadcasting Corporation stopped by agents in place. 2165 Operative steal antimatter from the SSV Geneva. Assignment goes wrong, but discipline holds and squad fights to the death. Sole survivor divulges little but the names of his sponsor, Cerberus. Recruitment increases, but the stringent standards slow growth. 2166 Haribon Military Industries purchased on Terra Nova. Legitimate arm contract to colonial forces. Models without serial numbers produced for export to crime syndicates in the Batarian space. Terminus Systems. What? Why would a human superiority group fund anti-human terrorists? Like, is it kind of, divide and conquer kind of strategy? If there's more anti-human terrorists, that sort of validates the existence of a human superiority movement? Because, it's like a... I don't know if it exists in English, but in Polish we have this saying in psychology and sociology, castle under siege syndrome, which is this mentality of a group that wants to portray everyone else as being out to get them, and that warrants extreme caution and extreme action because everyone is their enemy and everyone is always plotting against them. Maybe that's about it. 2167 Cerberus agents among humans recruited by Global Maritime Justice Organization on Trident. 2168 assassination of 22 Salarian crime syndicate members on Trident leads to takeover of narcotics trade. Reprisals bloody but tolerable. Milky Way Foundation created to funnel money. New Dawn Pharmaceuticals purchased to begin the Project Trapdoor. 2169 Trapdoor experiments on Asari captives with Omega and Caphaline to measure disruption of biotic powers. Estimate 2.5 milligrams active ingredient for each 25 kilograms of body weight. Under 7.5 milligrams dose optimal to avoid detection by taste or smell. 3 to 5 Citadel standard days onset period. Power returns in 2 to 5 Citadel standard days after last dose taken. Permanent damage possible. 2170. Neurosurgery on Subject 0 successful. Omega encephalin fails to work on an appropriate receptor. Program began to instill other Cerberus operatives with the resistance to OE. 2171. Pope Clement XVI assassinated via rosary beads coated with sodium nonacetate and dimethyl sulfoxide. Death attributed to age and heart failure. A replacement, Pope Leo XIV, has eschatological beliefs in line with militarizing humanity, forgiving attitude to Salarians regarding the genophage, proves useful for strategic alliances against Turians. 2173. Ines Simmons resigns as head of the Terra Firma party. Frontrunner Claude Menoa assassinated. Charles Saraceno much more tractable. 2174. Radium placed inside the office chair of Systems Alliance parliamentarian Artyom Gavrikov. Gavrikov's death attributed to cancer. Emergency election much cheaper to manipulate than normal process. Cerberus-backed candidate loses. Winning candidate approached found susceptible to bribes. 2175. Michael Moser Lang approached by operatives in militia community. Insider information given for stock buy to provide him with funding. Contact severed, but electronic surveillance remains. Lang purchases armaments. Influx of humans into the Trident political scene leads to renaming the capital with a human name. 2176. Electronic surveillance removed from Lang's home. Lang kills Enrique Aguilar and Yin Zhong? However you read it. Resulting approval bump for Vice President Belknap allows passage of financial reform bill, allowing for increased loopholes in colony-based shell companies. Fighting among the vice premiers a bonus, as Lin Yi alienates the Politburo Standing Committee and his chances of election to the System Alliance Parliament are dashed. 2177. Successful acquisition of the Lights and Shadow Pictures proprietary Reality Plus video editing machine. Capacity to forge photorealistic video is now unsurpassed. 2181. Matriarch Tilia Eraza targeted with Omega encephalin. Claims of biotic superiority to non-biotics deflated once her powers fail. Voice in citizen legislature considerably diminished. 2181. Military arm creates posts on the planet Bintu. 2182. MSV Anixara sabotaged. Catalyst added to metastable metallic hydrogen fuel by timing injection. Ship breaks apart during FTL. All hands lost. Turian Cherokee Hog. Rerix Ursivius killed in the process. Explosion attributed to faulty engineering. Admiral Kahoku begins investigation of suspected Cerberus activity. See competition details for most recent activity. Okay, so that was on Cerberus. There's also some notes on Captain Bailey. Incoming correspondence list. List of materials read by CSEC officer Captain Bailey. Summary of the previous day's council meeting. Citadel Newsnet, front page stories, sports, arts and entertainment, emails from ex-wife regarding cancelled visit to the Citadel, VIP looters, dark side of the colony, Citadel Newsnet article of the day, report from Detective Kasha on the murder suspect Rose Jones. Note, Jones is innocent, see footage from camera 41. Department of the Citadel Rapid Transport Emergency News Bulletin regarding the cancellation of service from Zekera Ward to Taiseri Ward. A request for backup from Captain Kithim on Taiseri Ward. A note from Taiseri Ward Intendant Sonbul Beresh expressing sorrow regarding the loss of officers Lambert Yungira and Bertna Samalda to gunmen on Taiseri Ward. A request from Captain Kithim to temporarily transfer 2 CSEC officers from the Citadel's Zekera Ward to Taiseri Ward. Invitation to Captain Keatham's from Captain Keatham to meet at the usual place, Kara Bar and Grill, northwest corner booth. Email from his ex-wife regarding gang member shootout, Bailey's health. Business correspondence from Captain Bailey to the Kara Ward officer mailing list, new recruit basics. Listen up, I'm sending this out because too many of our new recruits don't get that being part of CSEC on the Citadel isn't like security on a garden planet. I want you to drill the following into their heads until they are sick of your voice. Learn your district. Contacts don't make themselves. There's a mandatory minimum of 20 hours on foot patrol during your work week, no exceptions. Update your translators. The Citadel gets more than 9 million tourists a week. You need to understand whether that drunk from Omega is enjoying the nightlife or telling your his buddies to flank you. Eyes are on us. Everyone from the council to your bus driver is watching the new CSEC. Yak all you want in the locker room, but remember that a mistake in uniform can get plastered over the whole damn galaxy's news network. This is it for now. Come to me with any problem cases you think we need to lean on or boot out. Bailey. There's some info on Arya. Audio transmission transcript. Recording taken on Omega, Afterlife nightclub, private room. Door opens and closes. What the? Kalus Enrix? Who the hell? Hey! Don't bother. Those shackles don't have a release hatch. You mistake me for one of your clients or something, lady? Let me out. That was very good. The Turian has been at Afterlife for a week. Usually I spot them earlier. Spot what? I know you're listening through the speaker hidden in Enrix's collar. I bet Enrix doesn't even know who he's really spying for, does he, Shadow Broker? Shadow what? I don't know any... Wait, what are you doing? You don't play favorites, Broker, I admire that. But what I don't like is how you think anything twitches a muscle on Omega without me knowing it. Damn it, my face. Feel free to waste as many lives as you want, sending your agents down to my world. Okay, listen, I'm working for the guy, but it's not what you think. I'm not... Door open and closes. Recording ends. Note, Kalus Enrix's death has not yet compromised our other agents, placed in the Afterlife nightclub. Afterlife planning session correspondence, from Arya Telok to Cherkas Flynn, events coordinator. Flynn, here's what I want you to set up for the next month. Cinia sisters, they are good, but I don't want them performing so close to the Becca burlesque act when it comes back from the mining colonies. String out the flash shows. Fight pit, too many Vorcha. No one is going to pay to see those little goblins eat each other when they do it on the street for free. Get me some Krogan and enough humans to keep them busy for an hour. That singer in tomorrow's band is from Eclipse. I'm surprised you didn't spot it. Bring him to me after the last call. Hannah Jugglers, before you sent me the vid, I thought you were joking. Book them. I could use a laugh. We should consider making the casino a VIP-only event, hand out passes to people who need killing, and let them do it for me. There was more blood than credits on the table after the shootout from the last week's jackpot. Captain David Anderson. I haven't read the descriptions for the various characters, which I should have. So, Cerberus, a rogue agency for advancement of humanity, founded in 2157, active both in Citadel and Terminus space, strong human suprematist overtones, classified as terrorist threat by both the System Alliance and the Citadel Council. The loss of credits due to the elusive men's direct interference in the recovery of Commander Shepard's body has been offset by data gathered from the Lazarus Project. Withhold retaliation until Shepard's long-term functionality is concerned. 1 year post-resurrection. Captain Bailey, CSEC Captain, survivor of the Reaper attack on the Citadel, prefers dealing with the Zakera Ward's criminal element off the record. Ample blackmail material. Yeah, that's... I disagree with, roughhousing prisoners on principle, but there's also, even if I didn't, here you have proof that that's maybe, not the safest thing to do. Arya Tilok, the de facto leader of Omega, 3 centuries of commando experience, aloof, paranoid, excellent organizational and management skills. Captain David Anderson is a rejected Spectre candidate, close working relationship with Commander Shepard before destruction of the Normandy SR-1. Monitor communications for the renewed contact with Shepard. Military correspondence. Sender, Captain Farah Gapoli, Arcturus Station. David Anderson, I've been asked to step in on the matter of your continued vocal and insistent support of Commander Shepard, formerly of the SR-1 Normandy, within the Alliance military, and to the third-party contacts. The matter of Commander Shepard and their involvement in the attack on the Citadel Station is of high value to military intelligence and Galactic Council. To that end, we respectfully ask you to cease and desist your continued investigation that has been deemed closed and sealed for 2 solar years. Your continued agitation in this matter is deemed a high security risk with potential repercussions for the galactic security. Please consider our position carefully. If you have any questions, feel free to contact my office. Assistant in charge of operations. So basically he wasn't really sure if I'm dead. Like he's been looking you know, for information of what exactly happened, because they never found my body, right? Or even like any part of my body. So yeah, personal correspondence. Sender, Cynthia Barry's Atlanta on Earth. David, Henry and I went to Jason's graduation ceremony in San Francisco today. Such a beautiful occasion. All those gowns and bright spirits. So much potential. Henry would frown at the thought, but I couldn't help recalling the pomp around your appointment to Hastings. You were second in command, weren't you? The military always did ceremony very well. God, that was a lifetime ago. Jason says to send his best. I'm so proud of him, aerospace engineer. I don't pretend to understand what he does, but the gleam in his eye when he's trying to explain the latest designs to me says that he found his place in the universe. He wanted you to be there at the ceremony, but I know duty calls. He sees you as a heroic figure, fighting off grand battles in space. I hope you can make it for the holidays this year. Henry asked just the other day. I know you don't see eye to eye much, but he respects you. He respects what you do. And you know Jason is over the moon when you can take time to review his ship designs. Let me know about the holidays and David. Let me know about the holidays. And David, please, do be careful. Love, Cynthia. Recent transactions. Catalog order, Dionysus Imports, video download, Saren, a hero betrayed. Purchase, Modis Valley Brandy, 2 bottles, white wine. Modis Valley Brand, 2 bottles, white wine. I was about to question how can an alcohol be both wine and brandy? That obviously doesn't make sense. But it's wine. It's just a brand. Video download, Damaged, The Truth Behind the Citadel Crisis. Purchase, Ilium Elite Brand, 1 bottle, gold label, Erasa. Video download, The Path of Lies, A History of the Alliance Military. Video download, Afraid of the Dark, Reapers, Collectors, and Other Myths. Purchase, Red Jenny Brand, 2 bottles, Special Stock Vodka. Services, Clean Sweep, Home Maintenance. Admiral Stephen Hackett, commanding officer for the Alliance Navy's 5th Fleet, worked with Commander Shepard before the destruction of the Normandy SR-1. A deep cover operative is scheduled to replace his current aide in 2 months. Internal naval correspondence, taking action on Commander Shepard's return. Sir, we have confirmed sightings of Commander Shepard on Omega, and that the commander is now working with the terrorist organization Cerberus. Several Alliance officials have let it be known that they consider it crucial that we interrogate humanity's first Spectre on their apparent desertion of the Alliance and the Citadel. If we bring Shepard in now, we can gather an account of the commander's past 2 years without being pressured by the galactic media to leak potentially sensitive data. In light of this, I am officially requesting that you rescind your orders against the Alliance contact with Shepard. Please rest assured that our department is dedicated to the commander's safety. Provided that Shepard is cooperative in furnishing us with a detailed report of his previous whereabouts and current work for Cerberus, we anticipate releasing him from the Alliance custody no later than 5 to 7 months from acquisition. Respectfully awaiting your reply, Major Antella, Department of Internal Affairs. Major Antella, request denied. Hackett. Yeah, so there's some backroom politicking regarding my return, which I can understand. You know, I am at face value working for a known terrorist group that does fucked up things, and I am a person of, you know, enormous political importance due to being the first human Spectre. But that again just highlights how you know, how annoying it is that I can't just ditch Cerberus. Shadow Broker, classified. Mail archive to Shadow Broker from Operative Ketchlu. Per your request, we have landed on the Yag homeworld and captured a specimen for studies. We actually had to kill several of them before finding this one, which seemed interested in leaving the planet. Hopefully this means he's more tractable. I do recommend caution, however. These creatures may indeed be valuable shock troops or bodyguards, but their savagery puts even the Krogan to shame. As near as we can tell, it's part of their culture. They are not simple brutes like the Krogan. The one we've got is learning nearly as fast as a Salarian. He could be more dangerous than you realize. To Operative Ketchlu from the Shadow Broker. If you're reading this, my young friend, then you've eliminated the former Operative Ketchlu and have taken his position. These past months have seen you learn and grow at the rate I could have never credited had I not seen to it personally. You already understand 17 languages without translator assistance, and your political predictions have bettered some of my best agents. As Ketchlu, you will command strike teams to gather intelligence and neutralize potential threats. Remember your training. Losing your temper costs you that priceless mind of yours, as well as the loyalty of your men. The Shadow Broker leads those who look for secrets. He must be trusted by his men, so that he can trust them in turn. Gathering knowledge is a holy task, one I'm sure you understand, as you wanted to be off your homeworld so badly, to see wonders that awaited you out there. Please provide an update on all operations, Ketchlu. And know that I am proud of you. To all from the Shadow Broker. Remove Operative Ketchlu immediately. He is too dangerous to leave alive. Engage only with numerical superiority, otherwise change all access codes and observe only. Provide no information. Ketchlu must not be allowed further access to message end. To all from the Shadow Broker. Operative Ketchlu is no longer a problem. Discontinue code changes and resume normal activity. I want a status report on all operations by the end of the next solar day. Shadow Broker out. So basically he first killed the agent that retrieved him, and then killed the Shadow Broker himself. That seems like, for such a massive empire of, you know, information brokerage, the command structure is like awfully fragile. If I was the Shadow Broker,
repurchase effective caste status on Karshan. I have deducted funds to grant you full elite access.
I would have literally never met anyone in person. Like, what's even the need for that? You know, with such an operation, and it's demonstrated here pretty well, where you know, Liara has taken over, and nobody knows that because nobody has like engaged in him on a personal level. But obviously, he must have met directly with that current Shadow Broker, well, the previous one that we just killed, the Yag, because he was talking about how proud he is about his progress and whatever, and then obviously to kill him, he had to reach him first. But that seems, you know, that seems like a major...
An agent has obtained the equipment used to record the General Partanax and Kilix Tanis duel.
That seems like a major oversight on Shadow Broker's part.
Shepard, glad you stopped by. We don't get many visitors.
Take it easy. You've been through a lot.
You're probably right. I never did say thanks for the rescue.
Liara never gave up on you, Feron. I just helped.
I'm still amazed Liara came for me. I'll never forget what either of you did.
I can log that in the archives for you, sir.
I see you met the Secretary.
For 2 years, Liara didn't stop looking for you. You two must have been close.
She's a good friend. Better than I deserve.
Looks like you've made a friend.
The drone follows everyone. I don't know why the broker kept it around.
I'm a shell for a specialized data processing VI, custom built to your specifications, Shadow Broker.
It helps coordinate the network's massive information feeds, but it could use a different interface tone.
You deemed my default personality sufficient for your needs, Shadow Broker.
I wish it would stop calling me that.
How do you think Liara's doing as the new Shadow Broker?
Operations are almost fully recovered after a slight dip in efficiency.
Ever since we repaired the network, Liara's been glued to the archives. I caught her sleeping at her desk more than once. She's busy, but I think she likes it that way.
How are you holding up, Feron?
I'll be all right. I wasn't always strapped into that interrogation chair. Drell can mentally escape into old memories. It came in handy on the bad days.
How many times did the Shadow Broker hook you up to that contraption?
A lot. It gets fuzzy. He made the guards watch, as an example.
What will you do now that you're a free man?
I want to help Liara rebuild this place. But after that...
Your schedule's getting full, sir. Let me sync it to your Omni tool.
No thanks, I'm fine.
How did you and Liara both end up looking for my body?
Cerberus headhunted me and Liara to steal your body from the Shadow Broker. I was working for the broker at the time, and he's the one who scraped up your remains in the first place.
What turned you against the Shadow Broker?
He started working for the Collectors. You weren't their first victim. I was an information trader, not a slaver.
Take it easy, Feron.
Thanks.
What does this console do?
This is the video surveillance access point. I've queued up the archive footage you requested on your last visit, Shadow Broker. Aria Talok, Omega. Emily Wong, Citadel. Fred Mazai, Citadel. Donnell Udina, Citadel.
Yeah, I never pegged Udina for someone who would get physical with other people. Not because I think he isn't aggressive, but because I pegged him to be too much of a wimp to actually use, physical violence. But apparently I was wrong. And that's a cop, right? That's a CSEC officer.
Armando Bailey, Citadel. David Anderson, Citadel.
That's a Cerberus soldier. That's very interesting. Like, was he trying to keep tabs on me, or is it something else entirely?
Praetor Gavor, Omega. Khalisa bint Sinan al-Jilani, Citadel.
Yeah, that's the reporter that you meet in each game, and you can punch her. I never do because, you know, that's responding to, like, you know, insults and leading questions with physical violence is a sign of weakness. But you can punch her, and many people do. And as you can see, that seems to be a popular thing to do. Like, she literally flew across, you know, quite a distance after being punched by that Krogan.
Keeper 20, Citadel.
What's up with this T-posing Krogan on the ground?
Matriarch Atheta, Ilium.
Yeah, so that was what I was talking about when I said that she mentioning that her mentioning that she has a pureblood daughter is kind of relevant because it turns out she's actually Liara's other parent. You can see Liara's picture here.
Erdnot Torsk, Tachanka. Elias Kellum, Omega. Jacob Taylor, Normandy SR2.
So the Shadow Broker even had a direct feed from the Normandy.
Subject 0, Purgatory, ship now defunct. Arya Talok, Omega.
Okay, so it repeats now. Check for more videos on your next visit. I will, when I come back to read the dossiers on the crew. Sniper rifle technology. An STG weapons researcher has sent a schematic that will improve sniper rifle damage. Sure.
As you requested, I have acquired the soul name for the leader of the Hanar's Rekindler religion.
How are you doing, Liara?
I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. The Shadow Broker had more resources than you can imagine. Here, come on over. He had top-level access to the Turian and Asari governments. And more than one Solarian Dalatros traded intel. At least I get to share it with you.
You're not gonna turn into a recluse with creepy information on everyone in the galaxy, are you?
I can understand the temptation. I've got all the secrets of the galaxy at my fingertips. Give me 10 minutes and I could start a war. But I've got a purpose. Helping you stop the Reapers. That will keep me honest. You know, relatively speaking.
Have you found anything useful yet?
The Shadow Broker knew about the Reapers. Perhaps that's why he offered to help prove Saren's guilt to the Council.
He didn't want Saren to succeed.
He also knew that the Collectors were Protheans, repurposed to be Harbinger's puppets. There's even some data on the Protheans. I think he knew what was coming and was looking for a way to survive.
How's Feron doing?
As well as you'd expect, after 2 years of intermittent torture.
You gonna be okay?
I don't know. He wants to work, so I'm letting him help. Maybe it takes his mind off it.
So, you and Feron?
Are just friends. I believe you made it clear that I was, as you humans say, taken.
Why was he still looking at Protheans? They gave us the warning and the conduit at Ilos, but we've used those.
The Shadow Broker seemed to think there was more out there. Perhaps the Protheans had other plans. Or maybe he was just grasping at anything that offered some hope.
How'd you know what the Shadow Broker was?
I didn't. I had no idea what to expect when we finally found him. But I researched pre-spaceflight cultures during some of my Prothean studies. I know a bit about the Yogg. There's more on the terminals if you want to look. They're a fascinating culture, and a terrifying one.
You know, I didn't come down here just to talk about Data.
Look, about the kiss. We just finished the fight. I miss you, but it's been 2 years. I don't want to put pressure on you.
I've got fond memories of the last time you put pressure on me.
So do I.
Why don't you come to the Normandy for drinks?
I'd like that.
Good. Get your things and come on up.
Okay, thanks. I'll be right there. Just give me a minute.
Did you enjoy the tour?
Yes, it's a beautiful ship. And I ran into Joker. He seemed happy to see me. Although, he did ask me to record any parts of our conversation where my eyes do that freaky black eternity thing.
Of course he did.
I also spoke with Dr. Chakwas. I'm glad she's doing well. I brought you something. It took some digging, but I recovered your tags.
I thought I'd never see these again.
You can't get back everything you lose, but sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah, that was the plan.
How are you actually doing, Shepard? I mean, really. Not what you tell your squad to keep morale up.
Between you and me, I have no idea how we're gonna do this. I'm doing everything I can, but...
You've done more than most. There wouldn't be a man, woman, or child left on Horizon, if not for you.
I saved some of them. Not enough. And the Collectors will keep hitting colonies until I stop them.
So you'll stop them.
And here I thought it'd be difficult.
You'll get the job done. You always do. I just don't know what comes next. So tell me what you want. If this all ends tomorrow, what happens to us?
I don't know. Marriage, old age, and a lot of little blue children.
You just say these things. Goddess, you were dead.
I got better.
This time, but you're going to leave again. When your team is ready, you'll leap through the Omega-4 relay. I spent 2 years mourning you. So if we're going to try this, I need to know you're always coming back.
I'm always coming back.
Are you sure?
I haven't stayed dead yet.
You make a compelling argument.
Oh, I'm just getting started.
Thank you, Shepard, for the drinks and everything.
Come back soon, Liara.
So, that was Lair of the Shadow Broker, and that's the only piece of DLC, apart from Zaid, which I think was free if you bought the game at release. I actually bought it, and I didn't regret it. It's pretty great, especially if you romanced Liara in Mass Effect 1. I think the game is a little bit gutted without this DLC, because you get so much progression, you know, well, maybe not progression per se, but you get, you know, the game reaffirms, you get the opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to Liara as your loved one, and there's, you know, continuation of this relationship, which I definitely, you know, enjoy a lot as someone who likes Liara as a character. And the Shadow Broker dossiers are very interesting. It's only text, but if you like reading flavor text, and I do actually, like, I'm one of those people who always read all text in games and try to extrapolate some greater detail from them, and there's a lot of it regarding your companions. I will be back in the Shadow Broker base later when I acquire my last companion to read all of the dossiers, and I will comment on them then. But for now, I'm going to just say that I really enjoyed the Lair of the Shadow Broker DLC. I enjoyed meeting Liara again and having her in my party, even for a little bit. And I also enjoyed that moment when she took over as the Shadow Broker. It was really portrayed in an interesting way, you know, the vastness of his operation, and also the sort of hands-on nature of it. Because, like, 10 seconds from his death, there was like a bajillion messages, you know, asking for update, because he was offline for like 10 seconds. So that was rather effective in portraying, you know, the scale of that operation. But this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!